They do.
But like what I think is happening is
Yes.
And he said 9/11 and Epstein.
I thought he said he
He did.
I feel
maybe
like,
was going to release it.
yeah, I feel like in the past there's been like an obvious like statute of limitations.
scared to death of.
Be careful.
Oh, sorry, Reg.
No, I'm not. I'm saying for you, be careful.
Oh.
24.
Did you vote for Trump?
No. I voted for Camel Toe Harris.
Really, bro? Like you're 24 years old and that's what we're doing? I just want you to like think on that for a second. Like a Thursday night, Thursday night, 1 a.m., he left. Thursday night, 1 a.m., bro. I got some boys who went out to the bars tonight. I could have gone. I didn't. So I'm not saying I'm any less of a loser. But like, I'm on my own TikTok live, brother. Like you on a Thursday night at 1 a.m. at 24 years old, got up on a TikTok live to say something that you think is super funny about a woman and then left. I hope you're embarrassed for yourself, bro. All right, here we go.
I will say the camel toe stuff was unnecessary.
I'm in a bad mood, but can we have a good we have a good conversation. I'm gonna
as I said right off the bat, the camel toe stuff was unnecessary.
All right, fair enough.
Like that's childish shit, man.
That's fair. So I appreciate that. So what's going on?
Nothing. I talked to your boy the other night, but he only wanted to talk stuff from 4 years ago.
Okay.
But so you have an issue with stuff Trump has been doing since he became president?
I mean, yeah. I think that like I certainly have concerns over, the idea right now of like, and this has not played out yet, but I think in like the judge overruling his blatantly unconstitutional executive order around birthright citizenship.
Agreed. That shit's blatantly unconstitutional.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's going to happen is that he's just going to ignore that judge. And part of what I've been screaming up here for years about is that like Trump, in expanding executive authority and like in voting for someone, in my opinion, who only cares about himself, he's going to start to just ignore the judicial branch, and it's going to get really ugly. We're going to get thrust in like constitutional crisis.
Well, I disagree. I feel that
would be good. I would really like for you to be right on this one.
I got you. Again, my thing is that I see the thing on birthright citizenship is very obviously unconstitutional. It's extremely unconstitutional. That's just obvious as hell. Like the 14th Amendment is very, very clear. Like it's not debatable. It's not like, oh my God, I use this language this way. Like anybody who argues that, shut up. It's stupid. The 14th Amendment is very clear. Birthright citizenship is a thing ingrained in our Constitution. It was created for slaves, but it applies to people who come into this country and are born here. Like it's stupid. But what I do think is that he's going to appeal it. And I think it's going to go to probably the Ninth Circuit. They're going to just knock it down because it's stupid. But I think what it's going to do is it's going to provide a year of people fighting against a stupid executive order that's very obviously unconstitutional. And it's going to allow him to do the rest of his stuff.
Okay. Well, that we'll have to wait and see. I'll say, like, do you have any concerns around like the people like Trump has like appointed to certain roles?
Well, I have a problem with some people in his inner circle because I know people that were supposed to go work in the administration and they were kind of turned off by the idea of them playing like internal politics, like, and I'm against that, of course. But I mean, you're going to run into egos of people that get to be in charge. Like I don't like his chief of staff. I'm not a fan of her, but you're never going to you're not going to hit home runs. Some shit's going to be singles, some shit's going to be strikeouts. And I hopefully that chief of staff goes away within a couple of years because I don't like her anyway.
Okay. Got it. I was going to, how do you feel about Trump, like, and like the blackouts for like public communication and really private communication and like three-letter agencies? I know that this was a big thing with like the CDC today.
I'm completely against it.
Against it?
Completely against it. I don't think you should black out any organizations. I believe we should have government communications at all times. And I think what he's doing is wrong. And I think it's going to come back to bite him in the ass because these organizations are going to be less likely to want to work with him when he's just cutting off communications with them.
100%. 100%. Oh, I appreciate you being honest about that. Yeah, I think that, like, again, this has been like something that I, yelled about a lot before the election, like something like this happening, and the idea that, like, he does that because he's trying with his new ability to, like, previously president couldn't, fire people from those agencies. Mm-hmm. He signs an executive order, and now we're like, they're going to pause everything to go root out what they believe is like trash. But in that, they're like pausing both public communication, but also like communication between the agency officials themselves. So like at the CDC, they were supposed to have their very sought after report this week internally and to the public about the mortality rate of bird flu, because like obviously we've seen like cases, really start to like rise, and it's gone from now birds to cows and cats. And the last report was last week under the Biden administration, and now this report they're just not allowed to release. They're not even allowed to talk to each other about it. So it's like,
I agree. I understand the reason why he's doing what he's doing, but I don't support the method. I think the method is stupid. I think it's definitely an overreach. I think it's definitely it's a less than efficient way of doing it, and I think he's going to see negative effects of it. And hopefully, what I can hope is that he learns from doing things a bad way and learns to do them a better way.
Interesting. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I'm not a person who's like everything Trump does is awesome. No, Trump fucks up shit all the time. He screwed up a ton of shit in his first administration, and I dogged him for it. When I was a content creator back during his first administration, I made just as many videos saying, "Hey, you fucked this up," just as much as I praised him for stuff. Nobody's going to get everything right, and I think he's screwed up a ton of stuff already. I think he's done a lot of great stuff, but I think he's screwed up a bunch of stuff too, which I think you get with every leader.
Got it. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, you do get that with every leader. Were you like frustrated at all with like his like want, or like in the last few weeks, and now like that he's won around like Greenland and the Panama Canal?
No, see, with the they're kind of two very different issues. So when it came to Greenland, I liked his approach because the whole idea was like, let's be real. Most people, maybe you, like you study politics, you pay attention to this stuff a lot. So maybe not you, but I would bet that the vast majority of people had no idea that Greenland wasn't its own independent nation, right? Most people had no idea that Denmark kind of was still rocking colonialization in Greenland, right? Like most people didn't know that. So what he did was he brought attention to it, where now world organizations are fighting for Greenland to be their own independent nation, which whether Greenland becomes part of the U.S., which I hope they don't, right? But Greenland being its own independent nation would be great to have a nation that has those valuable resources and is so close to us and would be a new trade partner. So I love that. I wouldn't want them as part of the U.S. because, like, I would love them as a strategic military partner, but I would also love them as a trade partner so close to us that is no longer under the control of Denmark. But again, like I said, I don't think that most people knew before Trump raised the issue that Denmark controlled Greenland.
Got it. Yeah, I guess like I guess yeah, it was like surprising for me to see, like, I don't know, being so like even if I were to agree with that, like in being so America first, or the crowd being, I'm not referencing particularly, but the MAGA side of the aisle being very like America first, and then for Trump to seemingly be very focused all of a sudden on not America in these two instances was just like,
yeah, but it would massively benefit America if Greenland was its own independent nation.
Maybe.
Well, the Greenland government has already expressed their want to trade with America their rare goods, but Denmark doesn't allow it. So what you're doing is you're bringing awareness to the idea that Denmark is not a free country. You're bringing awareness to the fact that Greenland is not a free country. So if you can bring awareness to that and just get them free of Denmark, America has a new trade partner that has resources that we currently have to go begging to the EU for. That's a win. And when it came to Panama being a different issue, is Panama, the biggest problem in Panama is that, yes, the Panama was put in charge of the Panama Canal, as they should be. However, the maintenance contracts for the Panama Canal are mainly run through the Chinese government, which provides the labor that actually does it. And that leads to America getting, because America's paying for the maintenance of the Panama Canal. So that leads to the Chinese government sending us bills, which are sometimes 6 to 7 times what they were in prior years. So now we're like, okay, we feel like maybe the Chinese government might be ripping us off on these maintenance bills. So like, and just to be clear, I don't support military intervention in either of these situations. If Trump put our military to get Greenland, to get Canada, or to get Panama, I would be 100% opposed to it.
Interesting. Okay. And the last thing I'll ask is, this might be a good one. A Trump coin. Thoughts?
I think all crypto is a scam.
Okay, so in that Trump coin, 80% of it is being held in a single wallet, meaning one owner, 80% of the circulation. And, the first night, and now I don't know what it is because I don't know what the price is, but he essentially 3x'd his net worth because he owns like all of it. And, it was instantly worth billions of dollars. And so like, I think that like this raises like and what a lot of people like me talk about Trump is like, do you see like a potential? Well, A, he's like enriching himself with the presidency, launching a crypto 3 days before an election. But B, he like in what it like. This seems very like a as like Republicans have screamed a lot about like government corruption or the Bidens in China. It's like, what is stopping a foreign entity from telling Trump, hey, I'm going to buy a massive amount of your cryptocurrency from a wallet here and then, no one's going to know who that owns that wallet. I'm going to buy a massive amount of cryptocurrency that's going to inflate the price, probably just purely because people are going to see it being bought by a massive amount bought by what they see as like a whale. And it's going to, has the potential to like, give a bullish sentiment, so the price increases, directly affecting Trump's net worth. So it seems like a very like a real problem that like a foreign entity could say, hey, I'll buy X amount of this coin, which will artificially inflate the price, and in return, you can give me like some lax some foreign policy here, do some foreign policy stuff here. It's like, wow, just like an unregulated market where Trump's net worth is being, impacted every single day and can be bought from anybody seems like a really dangerous thing.
I completely agree. And the thing is that if there was any evidence whatsoever that Trump or any member of the Trump team actually owned any Trump coin, because it wasn't made by Trump, right? Because there's 2 coins. There's the Trump and there's the Melania coin. Right? Neither of those coins were made by Trump or by any member of the Trump organization. And there's zero evidence whatsoever that Trump or any member of his family or team has any ownership of Trump or Melania coins. So, but I agree. If it did come out that Trump was financially benefiting from Trump coin, I would have a massive problem with that. If it came out and they were like, Trump owns 50% of Trump coin, I'd be like, okay, well, I have a problem with that.
Got it.
But again, right now, what it is it's a meme coin that there's no evidence that he owns any of it.
And are you aware of who does own it?
No, that's the shit. That's the reason I think crypto is fucking stupid, because we have no idea who owns it. Like, same thing with Bitcoin. Like the fact that people invest in Bitcoin drives me nuts. I'm like, you were literally investing in a coin and you don't even know who fucking created it. That's insanity to me. I think crypto's always a scam.
Yeah. I think the 2, I was just going to say, because in relation to my comment, the official Trump coin website lists 2 entities as the owners.
CIC and Fight.
Yeah, which CIC is an affiliate of the Trump.
Affiliate, yeah. It's a organization that is an affiliate of the Trump organization.
So it's we can both agree it's
shady as hell.
It's shady as hell.
I agree with you. It's shady as hell.
Oh my fucking God.
I agree with you. It's shady as hell.
What are we gonna do?
Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'll put it this way. If it came out that Trump, like, let's just say, I don't know. I don't even know the ownership stake he'd have to have in it for me to be like, yo, what the fuck? Right? But like, here's the thing. If Trump is financially benefiting from a fucking meme coin and he benefited from the creation of it, like like, I wouldn't be mad if he invested in it after the creation, because like some people you see shit shoot up, you invest, right? But if he invested in the creation of it, it is holding the, what is it? 36% of it is being held by private wallets, where the vast majority is holding less than $100 worth in their wallet. If he was part of that 36% holding it in the private wallet, oh man, I would shit on him so fucking hard for it. Because I shit on anybody who talks about crypto. And if the president was holding the vast majority of a meme coin upon the creation, I would make a string of videos being like, you greedy piece of shit. Like, I would have a serious problem with it. Because again, like you said, you were exactly right when you said it opens it up to foreign, I won't say foreign investment, but really like foreign entanglement, foreign control.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be looking for that evidence. I'm gonna hold you
bro,
to
if
that.
it comes out that he owns that shit, bro, let me tell you, I will outpost all of you talking shit. Because again, people forget this, that when Trump was originally president, a lot, like half of my videos are being like, Trump, why the fuck did you do this? And the other half was like, oh, I'm glad you did this. Like, I was pretty equal, like when it came to that. Like, and even when it came to Biden, I supported this CHIPS Act. I made, I think, 7 different videos explaining the CHIPS Act and why I supported it. And then the execution of it sucked. But the CHIPS Act itself was a great proposal.
Got it. Well, listen, older millennial, let me cycle some people up here. I like hearing your thoughts about the first few days of Trump administration. I'm glad we had a relatively calm conversation.
Yeah.
It's a good change. Let me cycle some people up, and maybe we can talk again soon.
Sounds good, brother.
All right, man. Be safe out there.
Good, man.
All right, you too, man. Well, you know what? I consider that a win. I consider that a win. I do. Chris, you said nothing. He disagreed with a lot of what I wanted him to disagree with. And, you know, there was some stuff I really could have pushed back on, but I was like, hold on. Let's speak. A win is a win. A win is a win. You know,